We want to solve quadratic functions by graphing and factoring. And in this case, we want to solve quadratic equations algebraically by factoring. So here we have the example. The given trapezoid to the right with an area of 32 square units. Solve for the value of x. So here we have the trapezoid, and we know that the area is equal to 32 square units. So we're going to say area is equal to 32 units square. Then we have to remember, what is the area of a trapezoid? So you can remember that equation is area equals 1/2 B1 plus B2 all times H. And B1 and B2 in this case are going to be our base 1 and base 2. So we can say that x plus 6, that's equal to B1. And we can say x plus 2, that's equal to B2. And then we have x, that's going to be our height. And so we can substitute those values in. And we know that the area is equal to 32 units. So we're going to say 32, and that is going to be equal to 1/2 because we're taking the average of base 1 and base 2. So B1 is going to be x plus 6. And we're going to add that to B2, which in this case is x plus 2. And then we're going to take that whole thing and we're going to multiply it by h, which in this case is just x. So now we can combine some like terms inside our parentheses here. So we're going to get 32 is equal to 1/2. X plus x is 2x, and 6 plus 2 is 8. And that's still going to be multiplied by x. And then we can distribute the x into the parentheses. And then we get 32 is equal to 1/2 2x squared plus 8x. And then we can distribute the 1/2, and we get 32 is equal to x squared plus 4x. And then we can subtract 32 because we need to have 0 on one side. 32. We need to subtract 32 because we need to, this is a quadratic function now, and we have to make sure we have 0 on one side in order to solve. So we get 0 is equal to x squared plus 4x minus 32. And then we need to factor this. So we need to come up with, I'm just going to write it down over here again. So we say 0 is equal to x squared plus 4x minus 32. And what we need to do is we need to find out two numbers that multiply to negative 32 and add to positive 4. And something that helps us out is having a lead coefficient of 1. So I know that this has to be x and this has to be x. So numbers that multiply to 32, I can think of right off the top of my head is 8 and 4. And 8 and 4 have a good chance to add to 4. So I'm going to put 8 and 4. And they have to multiply to negative 32 and add to positive 4. So one has to be positive, one has to be negative. In order to add to positive 4, the bigger number has to be positive. So it has to be plus and minus. And then we can use the zero product property to solve for x. And so we can say x minus 4 equals 0. So we add 4 and add 4. And then we get x equals 4. And then over here we can say x plus 8 equals 0 and subtract 8 and subtract 8. And we get x equals negative 8. And so which one of these could be x? So in this case, we're going to say the value of x is 4 because we can't add a negative 8. Because if it was just negative 8, this would give us a value of negative 6 for this side. So that's not going to work. So the value of x has to be 4.